I've got an 1884 Colt that was in the Wyoming Range Wars and the book that goes with it.
There's nothing like a good book after a good shooting.
That's what I always say. I came here today to sell a gun owned by Fred Coates that was intimately involved in the Wyoming Range Wars. I'm hoping to get $55,000, but I would settle on $45,000 because my mother needs the money.
So how exactly did you get the gun?
My father got this from the great-great-granddaughter of Fred Coates, who was one of the guys in the Wyoming Range Wars.
All right. The range wars were basically large cattle barons feuding with really small cattle ranchers. The small guys were stealing cattle from the big guys, and you had the large cattle barons basically hiring their own lawmen. A lot of people just called them thugs. It was just a massive lawless state. So who exactly was Fred Coates?
He was a sheriff in the area that was hired by the land barons to drive the little guys out of town, either by hanging or killing.
So depending on which side you were on, he was either a villain or a hero.
Exactly. Whoever had the biggest checkbook.
So what's the deal with the book?
This book was written by a newspaper publisher during the Range Wars, and on page 140, it reads, "I understood the parties involved in this assault were Frank Canton, Tom Smith, and Fred Coates."
Okay. So what proof do you have that this belonged to Coates?
I have a letter from his great-great-granddaughter, who she inherited it from.
To whom it may concern, I am Ellen Lenore Coates. This Colt 45 revolver, serial number 110935, that my grandfather used in Johnson County was inherited by me. All right, this is all the paperwork you have?
I got the original Colt letter of authenticity.
When you get a letter from Colt, you send them in the serial number, and they send back all their information on that gun. So you want everything to match. Like, this says it's got 45 caliber. This is a 45 caliber. It's a 5.5-inch barrel. That's a 5.5-inch barrel. So everything's matching up. Colt firearms are definitely great collectibles, even when they're not in great shape. But when you throw in a personal story that actually ties a cowboy to a gun, that's the kind of thing collectors love. What were you looking to do with the gun?
I'd like to sell it.
Okay. How much were you looking to get out of it?
I'd like $55,000.
$55,000?
Because of the history involved in this gun and book.
Well, it's definitely a Colt single-action army. It's seen its better days. The nickel is worn off. You can tell it was in someone's holster every day. You know, I know what a revolver like this in this shape is worth. My problem is I need to find out, did this Coates guy actually own it? So let me get someone down here. He'll tell me if it actually belonged to this guy.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I have no doubt in my mind that this gun belonged to Fred Coates, and it was in the Wyoming Range Wars, and I look forward to his expert coming in and looking at it.